So I recently said on a podcast that I believe that at least 95% of people are disconnected from themselves and their bodies. And today I want to explore why this is and why this is very intentionally done to us, because actually when we are connected to ourselves and our intuition and our power, we can't be controlled anymore because we're able to think for ourselves. So if we go back to birth, in fact, let's go back to the womb. If we go back to the womb and you think about the way that women are treated when they are pregnant and some of the pressures put on them, the kind of the forced inductions, all of these different pieces, and also the state of the mother's nervous system while she is pregnant, already in utero, a fetus is having its nervous system wired for what's going on in that experience. Then the little baby is born. And what would be the natural place for the little baby? The natural place would be for the baby to be placed on the mother, skin to skin contact. But what happens? The baby gets whisked away, it gets jabbed, gets taken away from the mother. Okay. So there's already this immediate disconnect, even prior to being born. Okay. Many mums get very, very short maternity leaves. So there is a period of time, potentially, that the baby gets to be with the mother, but then it is taken away. And so all of those early development childhood needs, they aren't met. And this isn't about shaming mums or shaming the decisions. This is just the way that our society is set up that creates then for that person a disconnect. We go to school. We're told to sit still. We're told to be quiet. We're told to pay attention. If, God forbid, the child is a bit fidgety or a bit chatty, they get labelled with ADHD. Maybe they get put on medication that disconnects them from themselves from that very young age. We go into the workplace. We are given standard metrics of performance, of what makes us good enough. We are told that certain emotions aren't really appropriate in the workplace and that actually we should modify ourselves. Don't go to work and show all of yourself. I remember when I worked in law, one of the ladies was very emotional in lots of different ways. And the partner guided her and said, no, 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 in the workplace, I have to put those feelings down. Like I can't show those parts of myself and you can't show those parts of yourself if you want to develop. I know for myself as a lawyer, particularly in my last role, I was really, really keen on supporting people's well-being. And I was given the direct feedback. This isn't valued here. If you want to get to director, you need to stop focusing on the team well-being. You need to start focusing more on bringing the money in. Right? Now, obviously, completely misses the point of happy, productive people do generate more money, take less time off, stay longer in roles. But the point is, we get all of these messages throughout that who we are is not okay. To be a feeling being is not okay. I mean, I didn't even go through like how many of our parents were actually able to be with our emotions? Or, did we hear, don't cry, don't be upset, don't be angry. That behavior is not very becoming of you. Right? And so we split ourselves off very, very early on in order to protect ourselves because we have learned that who we are is bad. Our emotions are bad. If you think about, so nervous system perspective, how many times we brace? We brace for impact. We don't say what we want to say and we have to brace. The thoracic inlet shuts off. It's this incredible mechanism that protects us from the overwhelming intensity of the pain of not being seen, not being heard, not being understood. But that shuts off and it disconnects us from down here. Society is built in this way where we are constantly busy. We're on all the time. The expectations, the demands, it's constant, it's non-stop. So how many people get to live in line with their natural rhythms, with nature? How many women get to take it easy around their periods? How many people get to spend time in the daylight, in the morning when the sun comes up, in the evening as the sun's going down to support their circadian rhythms. How many people spend hours and hours sat at a screen? And I understand the hypocrisy of me doing this at a screen. But it's 9:05 on a Tuesday morning, and as soon as this is done, I'm going on a 2 hour nature walk, right? How many people have that luxury on a weekday at 9:05 in the morning, right? So all of these things intentionally disconnect us from ourselves. And so, if we want to return back to a place of wholeness, we have to understand all of these different mechanisms, the programming, the conditioning, the parts, the way that we have adapted, the survival patterns that are incredible and have kept us safe, the people pleasing, the perfectionism, the procrastination. They're all these incredible adaptations, but they all take us away from ourselves. And in order to support a person to come back to themselves, to be able to be in touch and connected to their body, their intuition, their power, we need to be able to work with all of these different parts, with the mind, with the deeper layers of the psyche, with the shadow, with the inner child, with those parts. And then with the body and the nervous system, because it's not like nothing's going on under here when we're disconnected from it. We're just storing it all, we're holding it all. And actually, what would happen if we were just able to feel it all? Feel it all, not judging it, just experiencing what it is to be a human and having the capacity to hold all of those different things. Because if there are emotions that you are fearful of, you will restrict your life so you don't experience those emotions. There are emotions that are too much for you, you will have coping mechanisms to buffer against that, like overeating, overworking, overexercising, alcohol, drugs, right? But when you are connected to yourself and you have the capacity to be with it all, you don't need that stuff anymore. So it doesn't need to be this huge, difficult job of trying to heal and release everything. It's like, no, we just need to reconnect back to ourselves. It's this very, very natural process. How do we return back to our natural place? Expand our capacity, reconnect back to our power. And this is what people need. They don't need goal setting. They don't need tools. They don't need a framework. They need a space where they can be all of who they are, explore, get into the weeds, unravel, work through all these different pieces to really deeply connect back into themselves. Because from that place, they can return to wholeness and they can actually live the life that they came here to experience. So if you feel called to do this work for yourself and others, and you haven't done my free Art of Embodied Transformation masterclass yet, grab that below or via the link in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram. And if you know that you want to do this work with clients, if you want to embody it for yourself, take your own work deeper, but also be able to facilitate and work through all of these things, because it's what you deserve and it's what they deserve, then I invite you to join the Embodied Transformation Practitioner Certification. This is an 8-month deep dive into the 6 initiations and 3 core practices that are going to support you to deepen your own work, but then also walk alongside others to support them to return back to their natural place and back to wholeness. So again, information below or link in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram. Any questions, please come and let me know. You can download the masterclass anytime. That's absolutely free. The certification, we have an intro call on the 30th of April before the curriculum starts officially on the 7th of May. So if that one is calling you, now is the time to come and speak to me about joining us. All right. I hope you found this one helpful. Let me know below and I'll see you next time. Bye.